Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever, whenever that you may be tuning in. This is Yonks, and this is yet another office hours for myIRA.fund. And this is now day number 24 out of a 180-day live stream sprint and marathon that we're doing. We're calling it the Jesse Pollock live stream challenge. That's something that we received some inspiration from. And on my screen here, we've got the Google Docs. You should be able to find that wherever that you're watching the live stream. It is very tab heavy. And here during our My IRA Fund office hours today, we're going to be bouncing between IRA, the 15 here under 2025 week 5. And looking through our agenda, and the other tab that we're going to be bouncing is under the teams and brand main tab, and then the myIRA.fund sub tab. So scrolling down, this is a templated office hours document. Always we'll talk about our FELG culture. I absolutely love our FELG culture. Fun, earning, learning, and giving. And as you can see here, the agenda and timeline, this is an office hours, and it's really geared to where you can come in and ask some questions. And if anybody is on the live stream, then feel free to ask. I'm going to be keeping an eye on that. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead. One of the things that we were talking about before we went live was setting up a splits.org using our safe multi-sig. Uh, and we, with AiAgents.Box, we set up some splits smart contracts. And this is one of the ways that we're wanting to program program value flow whenever value is created within our ecosystem. And one of the ways that value is going to be created, we're going to be onboarding founding members. One of the things that I did do from our previous office hours was I added the launch phases slide in here from our very work in progress pitch deck. So here, this is what we're talking about. We're wanting to get all the framework in place. But before we do that, I'm going to stop talking and let Ernest and/or I am Lotus chime in anything that you would like to talk about here, any questions, anything like that during today's office hours.
No, all good.
I am Lotus, you got anything for us, or are we just going to keep on building?
Keep on building. I'm IRL
Love it.
work, but I'm listening.
Okay, well let's go. So the safe multi-sig, I think I've got this on another tab. I actually do. Let me bring this into the window. So this is on the settings, and how that we have this configured is, let me make this down here. We currently have it configured, the three of us plus Mrs. Yonks. And in order to do a confirmation, we have to have a 3 of 4 transaction requires the confirmation of 3 out of 4 of the signers. So going to home here, we're going to scroll down and go to explore safe apps. And we're just going to do a search for splits. And this is so we're just going to click on this, open the safe app, continue. So nothing here. Oh, so look, we've got some split balance available to withdraw. So I haven't even went in to see what this looks like from this perspective. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and click on sign in or register. And looks like it wants an email address. So our public email address is myira.xyz@gmail.com. And this is something that may make sense to create a Proton, but this is kind of like our generic junk, whatever. We have Gmail for different things. And I'm going to check that off screen here real quick. So that'll verify the email. One of the reasons that we use Gmail is that for Fathom, it has the calendar integration. Like right now, we're still coalescing under AiAgents.Box, but we will likely create, and this is something I need to take as an action item, to create the myIRA.Fund YouTube channel. That's actually one of the brand assets. Let me add that over here to our myIRA.Fund tab under Teams. I've got a deliverable section here. Create more IRA fund branding. So we're going to say YouTube channel for myIRA.Fund. So this is something, again, I will take as an action item. And just thinking out loud here about YouTube, one of the things, Ernest, that need to do is add you as a channel manager. So if you could let me know what email address that you want to do, because I think that that's something that I need to do with my Gmail, jason.yonker, to also add myself as a channel manager so that I don't have to engage through the brand channel. All right, getting back to our safe. Oh yeah, I need to do that email confirmation. And again, if anybody is on the live stream, feel free to ask any questions that you may have from there about myIRA.Fund. So hoping to begin onboarding founding members. Don't think that we will here this week or next week, but wanting to have everything in place. That would be, I guess, the second week of February there after Super Bowl Sunday. So anyway, going here, can confirm this email real quick, sign into Splits. So, okay, let me refresh this. Sign in. I'm not sure if it has. I think it's still showing me as signed in here, not the multi-sig. Maybe this is why it's showing my activity here instead of the safe. I'll have to check to see. This is something that may have to take offline. So anyway, instead of doing it with the multi-sig, I'm going to go ahead and do it here with the hot wallet so that we can get this contract created so that we can begin using it. We should be able to update the controller later. And this is one of the reasons that have hot wallets, is it makes it a little bit easier to do some of this infrastructure stuff than attempting to engage with the multi-sig. So myIRA.Fund.eth is the hot wallet that using to set this up. And this is one of the things as we work towards progressive decentralization, is what a lot of people say, as one of the things that we will work on transitioning some of this stuff from like the hot wallet over to the multi-sig. So I'm going to go ahead and connect wallet here, Coinbase wallet. So new contract, and let's see, new contract, and we're going to switch this to base. And there's different types of things that are more interesting here. Like this might even be something that we could potentially use. Like we're talking about doing a we own ecosystem stablecoin that's built natively using the superfluid iSuper token extension of ERC20. This might be a swapper method that we can use for swapping like our we own token to a USDC or some other thing that has external liquidity. And since we're building on base, it'll likely be USDC because there's just a lot more functionality surrounding USDC, since Coinbase is a contributor / co-owner or investor in Circle. But anyway, split. So let's see. Right now, what going to do is just going to configure this to be 100% going to this multi-sig right here. And I'm going to just go back to the safe dashboard and copy this address to the clipboard. And I'll just open it up. QR code with chain prefix. I just want the one without here. So this is the QR code. Feel free, if you want to donate to us, you can scan this QR code with your mobile. We would love to have some donations from randos on the internet, but we'll likely have some frameworks in place later. Not necessarily sure about my IRA fund, but anyway, I'm going to put in this address here. I've got to delete that, and we're going to put in 100%. Oh, well, let's see. We are going to sponsor the splits. No, opt out of sponsorship. Distribution bounty off. Gonna make it my IRA fund controller. I guess it doesn't like 100%. Let me see if there's any other transaction things here. So new split on base, enter name. We're going to call this the let me find my clipboard that I'm wanting. This is the split for 3-win protocol, and planning on that to be a 5% eco sustainability tax is probably the best way to look at that. 3-win protocol, and I'm going to just put in here 5% from my IRA fund. Display name publicly. So let's see, distribution bounty, and I'll just copy these. What is that? 6 nines? 99.9999%.
Speaker, is it not here?
Oh, I guess it doesn't like it with just one. And I'll put the other 0.001 to the current address here, the hot wallet. The idea is to have this going to the ecosystem at large, and this is something that we can have a breakout conversation later before we do any of the distributions using this, because I'm pretty sure that while the funds are sitting here on the smart contract, that we can modify how the split works later. So update, let me see, I need to change I think if I click on this, it'll probably do network to base. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this. I am a screenshot junkie. Let's see. New split. Okay, create split. This will bring up the transaction to sign. And I'm pretty sure that this can all be pushed out using view split address. And I'm going to go here and create a entry. I think we can't remember if we did on my IRA fund or if this was something. Let me go ahead and do this. This is something that we did the other day for AiAgents.Box. This is our DAO portal using Charmverse. On the back end, we've got it on our custom domain at collab.myIRA.fund. So we're going to do a add database, and we're going to create a smart contracts database where we're going to keep track of this. And then anybody can see it here within our Charmverse space. And let's see, we're going to call this just copy and paste that from our split right here. And here's what that looks like. It doesn't even show up since it's like, yeah, it's less than 1%. That's funny. Rounded it up to show 100% here. So anyway, copying this to the smart contract, and the text is the contract address, contract address, and get that from right here. Just copy this, use the copy, and I'll add some more properties later, but this is where we will apply that. We can now use this in other contracts here, because this is like the goal is to use this 5% wherever we split the value dynamic, and then this is where we can change how that this protocol, and this is some like talking about documenting established practices. Here we're positioning or building myIRA.Fund as a member-owned cooperative, and that's one of the things that we will continue to talk about. So now we can do a new contract. I'm just going to go through this one time for no. Anyway, I'll take this offline and create these other smart contracts later. Let me put this in our Google document. So going back to our agenda today, so set up splits using multi-sig was, let me make a comment on this. Comments struggled signing into splits.org using safe.myIRA.fund, created the splits contract using myIRA.fund.eth hot wallet comment. And here is that, I'll put this at bullet point. There's that contract address. Also created, and I'll just move this back out, created a smart contracts database within Chambers. Okay, so that was one of the things that did the where we're going to apply this. And let me actually just bring that up. Well, actually, we don't have the smart contract for that yet, so maybe we should create the other smart contract. Anyway, before we do that, I'm going to take a look at some of the stuff over here, going to the myIRA.Fund tab under Teams. I'm going to clap this progress and scroll down real quick here. So looking at some of the stuff that we need to get done. So I think we've made most of the key decisions here. I'm going to highlight Pimlico and Zero Dev, or not the Pimlico, for our infrastructure for account abstraction. And then also going to add Privy, which is the front end. Oh, Privy. I don't know why it's blue. Probably because anyway. So Privy is going to be our front end for myIRA.fund. One of the things that we were talking about, and I'm actually going to add this here, is have we talked about yet doing a website design contest for a static front page for myIRA.fund yet?
Nope. But you mentioned that, well, you've casually mentioned, I think, a couple times of wanting to do some type of website contest.
Yeah, so this is the thoughts are, again, part of the ethos of this live stream challenge is to, and I'm going to bounce here to our home tab real quick, is to build everything using AI. So like right here, use AI to do everything. Code, design, market. This is a tweet from Jesse Pollock on January 4th here, 2025. So the thoughts is to use AI to create a static homepage. And one of the things that we're planning to do is to use Fleek and for our cloud hosting provider. And Fleek, let me actually open up, because I was doing some experimenting earlier today during our tools working group.
They should have some new plugins soon to be able to interact with the agents that are deployed there.
Nice. Yeah, and I have you, is any of your agents deployed in Fleek right now, Ernest?
Yeah, but I can't access it because I don't want to play with it by code prompts. I'd rather wait within 2 weeks, they should be out with tools. Now, since I've figured out the um, chatbot thing, I might just be able to uh, do some code to connect my agent to a chatbot and then deploy it on. I got a website deployed on Fleek, a HTML website, so I can insert a chatbot into that HTML website pretty easy. I would just need to create a function to connect my agent uh, to the chatbot. And again, they haven't built the plugins yet to make it easy to do.
Right.
But my
No,
agent's running.
that makes sense. But the thoughts are here, and I'm just going to go through the process. I'm not actually going to add new, but I like the dashboard that you get here with Fleek, and I'm actually signed into this using yonksteam.eth. But going through the workflow of adding a new site, let me actually go back to the template because that was what I was wanting to use
That's
was
cool. So
use.
I ran anything LLM on my desktop. Um, that was pretty cool. I curious if I could just deploy that on a GitHub repo and then onto Fleek.
Well, yeah, you talking anything LLM? We can look at that later, take that offline. I went attempted to do that earlier, but anyway,
Yeah,
there
I ran
are.
it. You do the cloud option and then it's you download the desktop onto your computer and but it just gives you a LLM chat box kind of interface with no personality, except that it's running on the privacy of your own computer. Much quicker than when I installed everything and ran Eliza everything on my computer. It would take like a half hour to get a response from it. It's using the application on your computer, but then connecting to the cloud to use whatever LLM you got pointed to it. And I connected it to Open Router hook, and then you know, but it doesn't have a personality. Uh, but deploying it onto Fleek and the chat interface into a chatbot might give you a web-based way to use your um, anything LLM instance.
Well, and just looking here at the framework that Fleek has, it may make sense for us to work on creating an anything LLM template just to make it easier for people to deploy this. Um, and there is I believe this is templates. I do think that they also have a what's it called for WordPress, and I'm not sure yet on the direction for WordPress. That's something that is still open for consideration. And right now, I'm thinking that it would be easier just to do some sort of boilerplate, and I'm curious to see what people can come up with like through this uh, design contest. And this is something that can have some more conversations about. But I'm going to put this on here as a new bullet point. So we've got on here also need to draft an initial business plan, and I'm going to put on here web static website design contest using AI to do the coding. And thoughts on this are to do I don't want to change all of those. First place, 1K, second place, 500. Oh, third place, 250, and let this run until like what is February? Let me look at my calendar here on my phone. Let's say Super Bowl Sunday, February 9th. Run contest. So Super Bowl Sunday, 09 February 2025. So this is something that I think is viable. I think that that's fair since wanting to use AI to do the coding. And not sure like what functionality that want on uh, the static website, but just, not sure. That's something that we can continue to talk about during our office hours here. So how are you feeling about that, Ernest, or I am Lotus? Is this something that you might be thinking of contributing to, Lotus?
Repeat the question again.
The website design contest using AI for my IRA fund.
Ooh, I don't know how to make website.
Well, that's the goal of using the AI to do the coding. I've seen some people that use like Chat GPT or DeepSeek is currently a big narrative here this last week. And yeah, that's the I don't know how to do static.
Promote it to other people though. Is that possible or no? Is it
Yeah,
just
no, the
us?
Yeah, absolutely. This is something that want to have open for whomever wants to submit an entry for this. And the main criteria is, and I think it would be fabulous if people
Yeah,
even
I
did
think I can do that part.
yeah. And I think it would be fabulous if people even did the live streaming of them doing the AI to do the coding, or some sort of video, whether it's a live streaming and then you upload a video of going through the process of using whatever AI tooling to do the coding. Longer term, as I've mentioned, wanting to build our own AI agency that's functions as a dev team where we can, potentially have agents or super agents supporting our ecosystem. But that's a longer term thing that we need to build our agentic AI framework for. So this is I'm gonna put a question mark, and this is something that we will uh, create a snapshot proposal for. And then, so I'll work on drafting. I'm going to put this as an action item for myself. Uh, I will work on drafting a snapshot proposal that
I mean,
we
personally, I think you should just allocate $1,500 and pay somebody to build your first website starting and just be there to do that. And then once your website and some of these phases are more established, right? Because then have a contest to like expand out of that, you know, for after you get 10 folks, then run a contest because then you actually have, that will reach out to the next um, sphere of influence, so to speak. Uh, but for the amount of energy that it would take to manage this contest at this stage, given the resources that we're using, I think that would just take a bunch more work than to actually spin up your first website so that you can do this in the future better and focus on the things that are already in backlogs and in development.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just trying to think through because like finding somebody to hire is a different dynamic because like if we don't have people because I'm not expecting that much submissions on this, and to me it would be from my perspective it it would be different if I thought that that many people would submit, and I might be pleasantly surprised. And but yeah, let's let's not make a decision on this because I don't like the idea. I would rather maintain the ethos of this using AI to do the coding for this live stream challenge. At the end of the day,
That would still
the
be a website requirement. And then, yeah, like that would still be, that's the whole point,
of what
is that they're going to be using AI tools to do that with. Yeah,
I'm not sure I'm following.
I
Like,
mean, the requirements to build the website would be the same as the specs to build the website for the competition.
um, maybe I don't know. There's platforms to host on-chain contests for, right?
No, you just said that you were,
Like joke.
never mind.
Go ahead.
Oh, I do like Joke DAO.
No, I was gonna say joke race
Never mind. I probably heard you wrong. Uh,
on the contest idea or on the
no, and what you said a minute ago, um, sounded like you were assuming that, like I'm suggesting that, or proposing a suggestion that you just pay for the work to be done, or a grant, if there's a kind of technicality thing there, just create a grant to do it and create the position for 3 months. And then you have a starting website, you have, um, and it could be for all three
um I'm not sure
projects
if we'll
instead of just one.
yeah, I'm not sure if we'll use like how long that we'll use this stat and it shouldn't take like that long to spin up a static website. Like just really wanting something, functional and basic. And maybe we don't even need it. Maybe we should just use the link tree. I mean, like, um it may make more sense to just use the link tree and then have like a deep form that we could create for, from a workflow. Because one of the things that wanting people to do initially is schedule a one-on-one conversation, going back to like right here, must have a one-on conversation with Yonk's team, either myself or Tyler. Um, so, and I've got on here create a deep form. Maybe we should just do that and not even worry about a website right now and make that more of something that we do for the
No, you
phase.
need so here's the thing. You're ultimately wanting an app, right? So if you actually save a website to your phone homepage, right, then you can just open up that web page instantly in a browser, which is essentially just a miniature app, and then bam. So you need that mobile friendly website so that somebody doesn't have to log into Telegram, log into Twitter, log into Facebook, log into LinkedIn, and in order to be in touch with you, or hop through Linktree. Because I mean, you could
Well,
also just install the Linktree on your phone, but essentially, like, that's what an app is. And um, a website helps to do that. A website also helps with document repositories. So sharing Google Docs with folks is great, but not having a Git book, or not having that information on the website, mobile friendly, accessible for people, uh, just helps with the funnel to get an
and
appointment with you.
yeah, that's what I'm suggesting though, is that we could easily have a D form that somebody could go through, that's part of the process. And then after they fill out the D form, then they would schedule a one-on-one with either Tyler or myself. And yeah, we definitely want to have a mobile app, but like this is one of the things that we're already doing some things, working towards a mobile app that we may replicate if that goes well for 3Win Social. So and thinking through this, I'm wondering if this is something that should maybe wait for phase 2 on, or move this down here, um, and actually have the crowd safety agreement. This is something, we already put the business plan up here. Crowd safety agreement needs to go up here. And I'm going to move this up here too. And because I would like to see us use the and this is actually online, because use the collab space for our documentation. Or is that not what you're thinking, Ernest? Our DAO
I
portal.
mean, but the static website that is, mobile friendly, doesn't require you to log into anything or connect anything, but still gives you your static website that's easy to navigate to those things. Right. That's
Well,
why
yeah,
that's the difference between a static site and a network of sites that are on other people's stuff that you don't own. Right.
sure. No, I absolutely appreciate like owning, and that's one of the reasons that we've got the websites that we do for myIRA.Fund already. But like, just adding over here to right now, myIRA.Fund is redirecting to our link tree, but like, you know, I don't think it would be that hard to add, or it wouldn't be hard to add a become a founding member section here to Linktree, and then just have a D form. And this is, of course, wanting to just simplify getting to our minimum viable product. And, like ultimately, we don't have to have anything in place. We can start onboarding whenever we get some of the final things surrounding our smart contract. We can start onboarding founding members right now, because the goal is to have a and let me actually add this, is to create the letter of intent under the deliverables, crowd safety agreement. And this is probably a higher priority than the crowd safety agreement. Initial founding member agreement, and include the LOI for investing 5K / into myIRA.fund / adding 5K TVL. And this is over a 6-month commitment window. Okay, so I think that we could create a decent workflow. And have you used Dform before, Ernest?
No, but I've created all kinds of forms before. And you do so much in Google Docs. It'd be real easy to generate forms. Also, move those forms into Dform. I use Airtables
Right.
also. Those are
Uh,
fun. Those are powerful.
yeah, and I'm just trying like to minimize. I'm not going to disagree, and that's something that we could potentially look at if it makes more sense to have. And again, I'm not sure what we're going to use for a CRM. I know that you can do CRM functionality there and combine that with like other places, but that's right now still planning to use WordPress unless we have a compelling reason not to. But the other question too with myIRA.Fund is, can we create a compliant service, a myIRA agency for people, where we as an organization don't collect any personally identifying information? Now, the goal for that is over here at phase 2, but that's still a question mark if that's something that we can deliver. So I moved down the website because I think right now just getting I'm going to actually cross this out here. Is there a cross out function? Anyway, I'm just going to delete it. So I'm going to move this to phase 1 because I think getting just some easy workflow right now will keep it more simple, and need to keep things simple to because Tyler and I have an immediate need and opportunity to create a solution that we can personally begin using ourselves for IRA dollars that we have that we would like to move from the existing situations. And that's probably a good segue to I added some more details here to the crypto IRA market analysis. This is something that I'm going to take as an action item to work on documenting what their onboarding process looks like, because my belief is that it's a largely or fairly consistent process, whoever the provider is. And some people may have a more streamlined process, but that's one of the things that we want to build here as we're moving towards our launch phase where we have an amazing UX UI. But anyway, looking at the time has already clicked by. We are now on the hour. We got our splits created today. Had some thoughts, worked through some thoughts on our. This is one of the other things I'm going to get done today is creating the legal entity. We're going to launch myIRA.Fund as a Colorado public benefit corporation operating as a limited cooperative association. But yeah, I'm going to stop talking here. I'm going to stop the screen share and hear any final thoughts from Ernest and Lotus on. We'll be back here in about 4 hours for AiAgents.Box, our office hours for that, as we continue day 24 of our 180-day live stream challenge.
Have a good one.
See you guys later.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back soon. Cheers.